Well, boys and girls, here we are. Another Friday Night Live. Another live stream, another great day to be alive. I'm excited about tonight. I was really excited, honestly. Like I was jacked up about tonight. I had a really good guest lined up in Mr. Adam, the prototype Milstead, and my boy has not messaged me back on Instagram to send me his email, and so I can only assume he's dead. That's just a joke. I have no idea. Like I'm sure something is going on that he is not going to be able to make it. But we talked Wednesday, confirmed that we were good for this evening, and messaged him earlier today, um, to get the email and get everything set up. And he has not messaged me back. And so I'm running solo right now because Mr. Nowak is indisposed. Mr. Debo is indisposed. And as of right now, it's just me here on the live stream with you guys to do the live stream. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about tonight. Probably just going to do like a question and answer, hang out. If Adam messages me back at some point during this live stream, we'll bring him on and we'll talk to him about, his whole like fishing and fighting and like everything, kind of how those two things come together. Because I was really looking forward to the conversation just because I think, what he's got going on is definitely different than anything else out there, as far as like you see people transitioning from one sport to the other. And it's not often that you see people transition from like fighting to fishing. Yeah, I don't know, but I guess it's like the Chirac boys, they went from professional motocross to professional fishing, and there's professional football players who become professional fishermen. So yeah, it is what it is. But we're here tonight. We're here together, and yeah, so I think tonight's going to be fun because we may just turn this into a giant Q&A with you guys and let you guys just ask me a bunch of questions. I may even bring one of you guys on. I mean, heck, let's do that. I mean, if you want to be part of the live stream, like shoot me a email at rud.alex123@gmail.com. And I will email you back a link, and you can come on and you can be part of the live stream, and you can ask me questions live and hang out with me. How about we do that? I mean, I think that will be cool, and I think that will be fun. But before we get into all that, um, but go ahead and like start emailing me. Like if you want to be part of the live stream, please email in and I'll shoot you a link. You guys can come and hang out with me, and we'll get as many people in here as we can and just like have a conversation and hang out. But before we get into all that, I got to tell you guys that this live stream / podcast is brought to you guys by the good people over at Monster Bass. For you guys that don't know what Monster Bass is a subscription based company. And once a month, we're going to send a bag. Actually, we'll have the bags until after the new year, and then we got to switch back to the boxes for a while because of some like supply chain issues. But either way, we send a bag full of lures straight to your front door. And what's cool about those lures is they're handpicked for the region of the country that you live in, as well as the time of year that you are fishing. So what that means is you are going to get baits that you need for where and when you are fishing. And it's a great way to broaden and deepen your tackle box and to just, like expand your knowledge and your base of lures so that you guys can go out and you guys can catch some more fish. So if that sounds like something that will bring some value to your life, make sure and go down in the description or the show notes if you're listening to this on podcast form, and I'll have a link to Monster Bass with a code BEARD, like what is on my face, and you guys will save 25% off your entire order. Another thing that I want to talk about is the podcast. So the podcast is growing still. It's pretty crazy how much the podcast is actually growing and how big that it's actually getting. And I looked the other day, we're almost at 100,000 downloads. We're like at 95,000 downloads. We've got like 1,200 established listeners. And so it is pretty crazy. So if you're listening on podcast form, if you would please go down there, like wherever you leave reviews at, and leave a review, 5-star review. And literally in the description line, you can just put like awesome podcast, and you can just put awesome podcast again in the notes for the review. It just needs a 5-star review because it helps to boost the numbers up higher and higher and higher. And it's pretty crazy, the people and the amount of people that are actually discovering YouTube through the podcast and or discovering the podcast through the YouTube. Bethany is texting me, telling me people are sending Okay. Bethany sent somebody a link. So we're going to start getting people in here, start filtering people in. We may even bring 2 or 3 people on at a time. Now, for the raffle for this week, we're going to be raffling off a bait bundle out of the Beard Barn. I've got a bunch of baits out there. You guys know that. I got Strike King, I got Berkeley, I got Monster Bass. I mean, I've got Reaction Innovations. I've got all kinds of stuff out there from all kinds of different people. And so I'm going to put together like $150, $200 bait bundle to send to you guys. I know last time I sent one out, it ended up being way more than that because I grabbed some like extra stuff out there. I know I grabbed one. It was like a 600-yard spool of fluorocarbon and just threw it in a box with all the rest of the bait. So there's really no telling what you'll get. I've even got some Plano Edge boxes out there that you guys might be able to get a hold of as well. So as always, to enter the raffle, it's really, really easy. You just PayPal in or Venmo or Super Chat in $1. And for every dollar that you Super Chat, PayPal, or Venmo in, it is 1 entry into the raffle. So like if you Super Chat in $20, that's 20 entries into the raffle. So start Super Chatting in for a chance to win over $250 worth of stuff. But without further ado, I have one of my favorite viewers and one of the coolest dudes that I know, Mr. Ralph, who is popped up down here. I think he's ready. Yes, he is. How you doing, Ralph?
What's up?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm just sitting here. I was like really excited about tonight because I was going to get to talk UFC fighting with somebody that like actually did it and then like catches bass too. And unfortunately, that's like not working out. I'm honestly hoping like he's okay, and then it's like he's just asleep on the couch or something. But like, yes. But here we are. How are you, my friend? You doing all right?
Oh, yes. Long
Yeah,
week for sure.
long week for sure. So, are you in some secret place you can't tell us about, or are you like back home?
Back one in Fort Knox.
Oh, good, good. Yeah,
The
been
secret
doing.
spot's outside the gate. That's where the gold vault is.
Yeah, yeah. So, have you been doing any interesting things in the army, my friend?
Yeah, actually, this weekend I have to work all weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and I am. I guess you could call it role playing
Mm.
for a big exercise to validate procedures and policies and stuff on a new training program they have.
Oh, that sounds fun. So, by role playing, does that mean that you're going to dress up as the naughty nurse, or how does that work?
Maybe I was thinking
Like,
about which one I was going to
yeah,
do.
yeah, I can. That's a scary, scary thought. You with a M16 around your neck, dressed up as a naughty nurse, is kind of a scary thought.
I could borrow the outfits from my mother because she's actually a nurse in real life.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I like it. I like it a whole lot. But so, have you been doing any fishing, my friend? Have you been catching
Every
any
day
fish?
this week,
Heck yeah, I like that attitude.
I went out, yeah, pretty much every day this week except tonight because I had to come home and do laundry and
Mm.
semi pack because I have to go stay somewhere else on the base for this training event thing. But I didn't go today, but the boat's sitting outside in the driveway.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I
How's the
did
boat
get
treating you?
some
Did you get
great
your?
crankbaits from Debo's that
Ooh,
Jeff sent me from Burley Outdoors,
heck yeah.
like hand painted ones from Debo's that I won in their giveaway. Debo sent them to Jeff, and Jeff mailed them to me today, and they came in the mail this morning.
Nice, dude. Nice. So, did you get
I'm
your
afraid
bearing
to throw
fixed
them
on your
because they're so
trailer?
nice.
Yeah. Did you get your bearing fixed on your trailer?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, so that was like crazy. Like I've never had that issue before. I've towed my old boat cross country
Hmm.
multiple times all the way to Alaska and never had that issue. Um, the guy told me he's like because everyone is buying boats, these trailers are coming off the line and they aren't testing them like they're supposed to. So
Hmm.
he's like, they're supposed to come off the line. They're supposed to drive them around a track and beat them up a little bit, and then bring them back in the shop and retighten and recheck and relube everything. But
Hmm.
because they're processing them so fast, because everyone's buying boats, they're just coming off. So
Hmm.
like when they jacked it up, the hub had blown because apparently all the grease had ran out of it somehow, and then it actually caused the front axle to be loose as well. So when they jacked it up and they jiggled the front axle, it was loose. So they had to retighten that one down.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it was
Wow.
crazy. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of what's going on in the fishing industry right now. Like me and Rick were talking a couple days ago because we're trying to get the hooks ready for the new crankbaits because we're putting a shorter shank hook on the rest. From here on out, we're gonna have a shorter shank hook on my Signature Series crankbait, and like we just can't get a hold of them. Like they're just not there. And then the ones that are coming out are just not made as well as they used to be because they're trying to push them out the door so fast. And so I think we're gonna. I've been telling a lot of people, like, if you're not like, if you have something that you're catching fish on, go ahead and get a couple extra of it because there's no telling when it's just going to like run dry. Like it was crazy. I was in the Walgreens this evening and I hadn't like been in a store in a while because I just don't go into stores anymore. But like I was walking the aisles and like there was so much stuff just not even there. Like it just totally gone. You know what I mean? And so it's crazy.
Pretty bare shelves.
Yeah.
I was lucky that where I broke down at too, because I called the dealership I bought the boat from, and they're great people, but they were like, if we have to replace the bearings and the axle to get those parts from Tracker, it could be months. And I literally asked the guy, I was like, so you mean I could be without my boat for the rest of the summer? And he was like, yeah. And then the guy that was at the dealer, because I was 1.2 miles away from a dealership near Lake Cumberland in Kentucky. And the guy was like, well, let me see what we can do. He's like, we may not have to do it because you didn't drive that far on it. So when they jacked it up, took it apart, the bearings and stuff were going to be repacked, but the spindle wasn't bent or anything. And he was like, okay, we don't have to replace it. This is repairable. But he had to call the dealership that I bought it from, get them to agree to pay for it, and then they would fight with Tracker for the claim. So $364 worth of work for free. So I couldn't complain, and it was done in a week. So
not bad.
Like, all right.
Not bad.
He's like, getting the parts from Tracker or anything. He's like, I got parts I've been waiting on since March.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, dude. It's just, it is what it is, man. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. I think we're going to have an interesting winter. That's for absolutely certain. Like when it gets around Christmas time, it was like last year. Like I was telling people, like, if you want rods and reels, pre-order them because like if you want to be the first ones to get them, like you got to literally be on the waiting list to get. It's just crazy, man. It's just absolutely
Black
crazy.
Friday sales. I want to upgrade my fish finders, and I want to get that Canon M50 camera kit that's on Amazon right now.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I got.
Maybe start making videos next spring. I gotta learn how to edit.
Yeah.
And then I just have to be careful, like what I do and say, still being in the military. So I have to walk that legal line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Backpack had to do it for a while in the beginning, just because of the way it is. But it just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think that'd be cool, dude. I got a Canon M50. It's a good camera. I like it a lot. It's sitting around here somewhere. But well, hey, buddy, I got someone else that's popped up here. I actually know this dude too. So we're gonna bring him in and talk to him for a few minutes and talk some fishing. And I'll see you later. All right.
All right.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
Later.
All right. Well, here we are. What's up, dude?
Hey, not much. How you been?
Oh man, I'm here. I'm doing my thing. I'm honestly like, I tell people all the time, like when we're watching the podcast, watching the live stream, any of this stuff, it's like I shoot from the hip, and literally tonight is a perfect example of just like making it up because it all fell apart on me. You know what I mean? So
it happens.
Yeah, here we are. But how are you, my friend?
Pretty good.
What's up in your world, man?
Well, just got my performance review at work. Went pretty good. So
nice.
I need ups and with that.
Yeah.
Went fishing last weekend. Got some short strikes. Yeah, some short strikes. I had one to the boat and it came off. It made me a little mad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Beth is in the UK, so I get to fish all week after work every week now, or every day this coming up week. I'm ready.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. So how's the Predator? For all the people that don't know, I sold my man. Can we say your name on live, or do you want to go by your username?
Let's go by the username. Keep the suspense in here.
I sold Mr. Ron Gomer here. This is Ron Gomer for everybody that doesn't know. One of my favorite usernames. And for a long time, I didn't know that it was him. And it disappointed me when I found out it was him and he had been lying to me for so long. But anyway, I sold Mr. Ron Gomer my Predator, my Old Town Predator. How is the Predator treating you, my friend?
Predator has been great. Love
Yeah.
it. I've had no issues. Need to get some wheels for it. Been going through skid
Yes.
plates a little bit too much, but other
Yeah.
than that, it's been great.
Heck yeah, dude. And you're car topping that thing on an Audi, which is just
BMW.
hilarious. BMW, excuse me. I
Yeah.
was Audi BMW. You're car
Yeah.
topping that thing on top of a BMW, which is hilarious to me because like it don't matter where you're at. It's like if I see that, it's like, hey, I know that guy. The
Mhm.
only dude with this car topping a Old Town, a 13 and a half foot kayak on top of a Beamer. Like,
It's a bit of a workout. It's a little sketchy getting up there.
yeah.
A
Oh,
little
I'm
sketch.
sure.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah.
Well, it's like
Well,
you
I'm
watch me
glad
load it. You watch me load it.
the
You're
first
like,
time.
oh,
And I
yeah.
remember what I said was, I'm going to let you do this because this is like one of those things where if your dad, it's like when you're doing something with your dad and your dad's like, if I tear it up, it's okay. If you tear it up, I'm going to have to scream at you. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to let him do this. And if he tears it up, then I'll just be here for moral support. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
have dropped it off once already. I won't do it again.
Yeah, I dropped my
Yeah.
Hobie out of the back of my truck the other day, and I have to say, when
Ooh.
that thing hits the
Ooh.
ground, like
Ooh.
I wasn't worried that it was going to break. That wasn't what I was worried about. It's just when that much weight hits the ground,
Oh yeah.
it's a sound. Like it happened, and I was like, oh god, I've broke something. Like this is it.
Well,
Like,
I dropped mine off the top of that pole once.
yeah, really, like all the
Yeah.
way off.
Yeah, the front
Dang.
end came down and yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
I tell you though, man, those kayaks are so freaking tough. Like a lot of people are really nervous about their kayaks, which is good. I mean, like I don't like dragging my Hobie around on the concrete and stuff like that. But I mean, I still push it down boat ramps and still run it up on stuff and stuff like that. But man, those things like it's like a roto molded. It's literally like it's a roto molded kayak. It's just like a roto molded cooler. You know, those Yeti coolers. It's the same technology. It's the same premise. But yeah, man, someone said over in the comments, it's crazy how heavy they get once they're rigged out. And it's just the truth. I mean, my Hobie with all my fishing gear in it, rods, reels, pedal drive, the whole nine, I think it weighs like 150 pounds.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
it
not too
doesn't
far behind
seem.
you.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but dude, when you start trying to move that thing and like do stuff with it, 150 pounds of just straight dead weight, that's a lot of weight, man. A lot of weight.
Well, I launched mine for the first time on rocks at Louisville Point with all of it, all that stuff in there. That was sketchy. That was really sketchy.
Oh yeah. Oh, I bet.
Especially with all the moss on the rocks. Oh yeah. I started getting in the water and I have the new I have a new Mustang HIT inflator vest. I was like, please don't fall. Please don't fall.
Yeah. Don't blow this thing up.
Please
Please
don't blow this thing up already.
Yeah. It was funny. One day I went in, it was on accident. I was actually like loading my kayak up and just slipped. And like I was like, okay, yeah, I was like slipped and like went down in the water. Well, I completely submerged and my life jacket didn't blow up. And I was like, well, that's not safe. Dude, it wasn't like 20 seconds, not even 20. It was probably 10 seconds after the thought passed my mind. Well, that's not safe. It's like blows, dude, scared the piss out of me. Like, I was like yelling, trying to get away from it because I don't know what you think it is. Yeah, I'm being attacked, and I'm trying to get away from my own life jacket. But yeah, no, the best one ever though was one time me and my dad were fishing, and it was like I don't know, it was like spring, right? And like a little rainstorm passed through, and the life jacket was laying in the driver's seat, and we're standing up on the front of the boat fishing, and that thing starts to blow up, and like the CO2 starts hissing out of it. Me and Dad both literally about jumped out of the front of the boat because I think the words that come out of my mouth was, "Oh God, it's blowing up!" Like I thought the boat was blowing up. I thought like something had hit the gas tank and it was going up, and I was like, I was trying to crawl out of the front of the boat trying to get away from it. But,
yeah, CO2 canisters going off could sound like a battery hissing out, or like, oh yeah, you're sitting there behind, you're like, what?
Yeah, 1,000 different things, right? 1,000 different things. But it looks like I got another person down here. So
sweet.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for making up for the guest not being here, right? I mean, I'm not saying you're not as good, but you're
it's okay. I can't. Well, I don't want to punch you in the face either. I saw the headline. I don't. No, that's not me.
Yeah. It scares me. It scares me a little bit, right? All right, buddy. Well, hey, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'll holler at you. All right.
All right. See you later.
See you, bud. All right, guys. So before I bring the next person on here, because I know who this guy is, I have messaged him on Instagram, and everybody speaks so highly of this man, but I've never personally like talked to him. Like, I guess this wouldn't be person to person. I don't know, like face to face. It's not even face to face. I don't know, virtually to virtually. Welcome to 2021. But before we get into all that, I just want to remind you guys, doing the raffle as always. Gonna be raffling away like $150, $200 worth of baits. May even throw a Plano box in if you get lucky. So to enter the raffle, it's really, really easy. You just super chat in Venmo or PayPal in $1, and for every $1 that you super chat, PayPal, or Venmo in, you are entered into the raffle. So like my buddy Mr. Albanese Fishing right up here just super chatted in $10. That is 10 entries. So get in there, get your entries in, and enter the raffle so that you have a chance to win. But without further ado, Mr. Hellabass himself, my man, how are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing? I just thought I would. I know what it's like to be stranded on a stream with when somebody doesn't show up, so I thought I would hop in. And as I did that, sitting in my Tahoe in a parking lot for my kids' gymnastics, it's starting to pour. So we'll see how loud it gets.
Hey, that's all right, man. That's all right. Well, I'm glad you jumped on, buddy. I'm glad that you tuned in and jumped on, because, yeah, man, I don't know what happened. Like, I'm kind of worried about the guy, to be honest with you, because like he was super like responsive on Wednesday, and like he's been super responsive, and then it's like nothing. And so I'm assuming again he's either asleep or dead. We're gonna hope asleep. You know what I mean?
I saw somebody in the chat when you first mentioned it said that they had a tournament tomorrow and they might be somewhere where he doesn't have service.
That might be it too. I think he said he was probably going to be at an Airbnb, which that might be it. Is he's at his Airbnb and has like zero service and just isn't getting any of my messages. So, yeah, he does have a tournament today though, or tomorrow. I think he says in Pennsylvania or something like that. So, yeah,
I got a derby tomorrow too. So the
yeah.
first October tournament. Thinking I got 4 jigs tied on and hoping I don't have to pick up anything else.
Yeah, well, that dude. I mean, I like fishing days. I like fishing tournaments like that where you get to lock one rod in your hand and just go and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is it hasn't been cool enough, so I don't know if they're going to be on that deal yet. So it might be a bit of a scramble. But usually October 1st they get on, that shallow flipping deal up here in Minnesota, and but I don't know if that's going to be it. It's water temp still in the low to mid 60s, and it was 80 degrees today, and it's going to be almost 80 tomorrow. And
yeah. Me and Ben were talking about that. I talked to him earlier, got on the phone with him. He fished today, and he said the biggest struggle is right now that like it's just still too warm. You know what I mean? They're still having like low 70s, high 70-degree days, and like the nights haven't got cool. He said so the bite's like starting to turn on, and it's like 1 or 2 big ones, but not like consistent big ones like he likes to be on this time of year.
Yeah, I'm just hoping with the days getting shorter, they'll start to move anyways, right?
Yeah. So like fishing in Minnesota, what part of, if you don't mind me asking, if you want to share, what part of Minnesota you live in?
Yeah, I live just south of the Minneapolis suburbs.
Yeah. So what is the fishing like there? Because like my idea of Minnesota is like Mille Lacs, and then that's it. And I know that's not everything. It's like when you first go to Michigan, you think it's like Lake St. Clair, and that's like the only lake in the state. Like, what is there else in Minnesota that's like just totally badass?
Yeah, so the Minneapolis area is actually pretty unique because we're right on the edge, kind of where the state changes. Like south of me into the west, it's very prairie like what you'd think Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska, right? Like,
yeah.
So there are some lakes out there, but they're shallow. They're a little bit muddy. They don't have a lot of grass. A little bit dirtier water, kind of eutrophic. And then as you start to
good word.
And then if you go straight east of me, you hit the Mississippi. So you've got the river bluffs and the Mississippi River, which you see in lacrosse and that kind of stuff on tournaments, right? So you can envision what that looks like. And then once you go north, like on the north side of the cities, you really get deeper, cleaner lakes with, really defined weed edges, whether that be cabbage or milfoil or coontail or other grass. And it's kind of a mixed terrain. And then as you get up north, then it becomes kind of that, still a lot of cleaner lakes with good weed lines, but then you get more like, coniferous pine tree forests and that kind of stuff. So it kind of changes, but yeah, for the most part. And then you get some of that stuff up north, you start to get into the bog stained waters where that water is kind of clean, but it's got that brown tint to it. And
Yeah.
so there's a really wide range of stuff in Minnesota that makes it pretty cool.
Yeah, no, dude, that sounds dope. I need to come up there sometime. Sam Moore wanted me to come up, this fall, and we just not had a chance to like get up there and do that. But I want to come to Minnesota. It's like one of those places that you hear so much about, and it's just such a cool place to fish, and it's so diverse. I definitely need to make a trip up there and check it out.
If you don't make it up in the next 4 weeks, it might be ice fishing.
Yeah, it gets pretty cold pretty quick, huh?
I mean, I've caught my PB in Minnesota like the first week of November, but it's not uncommon to be ice fishing by Thanksgiving.
God, dude, that is. You want to know something? I've only ever seen a lake freeze once in my whole entire life, and it was a small lake. Like it wasn't even like the pockets of our lakes will freeze sometimes, and like when I say sometimes, like once every 6 or 7 years, we'll get weather cold enough for that to happen. But the one time I saw a lake frozen, like it wasn't thick enough to like even walk out on or anything like that. It was just like this little bitty like pothole lake that's like average depth of like 10 feet. And it was just enough ice on top that it froze. You know what I mean? Like freezing lakes, and especially giant bodies of water that freeze, blows my mind. Like that is cold. Like I don't think people understand. You
haven't lived till you've driven on a lake.
That freaks me out way too much, dude. Like scares the piss out of me to think about. So Ben, he was telling me last year that there was a guy, I don't know, it was something happened but his truck went in the ice, and like he went.
Even when it's like safe, it's never 100%.
Yeah,
because there's lakes that have springs, natural currents, things like that, and you get these little. But most of the time that somebody goes in, 99%, it's them not being smart about it. Like they're driving through a narrow area of the lake where they shouldn't be driving because it's a pinch point, so you get current. Or they're driving too close to something, or too early in the year, or too late in the year. Like they're too lazy to drag their sled with a four-wheeler or by hand 500 yards. So they decide, no, I'm going to sneak my F-250 out there, 3 weeks earlier than you should. Like it's just 99% of the time it's people doing really dumb stuff when they go in.
Yeah, no, I'm just ice fishing. This freaks me out. I don't even know what I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, where do you start with ice fishing? Is it like, I don't know, like what is that? Like
I started by giving it up 20 years ago. I haven't ice fished since college. So like the ice fishing to me is like, that's when I get caught up on my honey-do list. That's when I get my tackle organized. That's where I like hone my crafts for editing videos and do my tip videos in the winter and all that stuff. And, spend more time with the family. But I mean, I've done it before, but I mean, it's just like anything else. It's, you follow, where you follow those fish, where they late in the fall, where they, start to winter.
Yeah.
Then, that's where you start in the winter, and then you're going to follow them to the, the basins or weed edges and things that are closer to where they're going to come up and spawn in the spring. Right. So it's, once you do it, it's nothing crazy. You're looking for the last green weeds. You're looking for the bait. I mean, it really doesn't change other than you're flying around on four-wheelers and, drilling holes to stick your Vexlars and your live scopes and everything else in the water.
Yeah. Sam was telling me like how much I would enjoy it, and I hated to like take the wind out of his sails, but I was like, yeah, buddy, that just does not sound fun to me. Like I would rather be here in Tennessee when it's that kind of cold up there and be catching them on a bandit and like a rock crawler and doing my thing. So
yeah, I would say it's probably worth doing a weekend with somebody who knows what they're doing for an experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably not going to be you're probably not going to start booking vacations in the winter to do it every year.
Yeah, probably not. No, ice fishing is a big deal though, man. It's pretty fascinating to me. Like Ben was telling me, and there's always that giant ice fishing boom, like right at the beginning of the ice fishing season, and like YouTube blows up with ice fishing videos, and it's always just hilarious. So, well, buddy, looks like you got some chitlins.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you go
off and have a good stream, and we'll catch you later.
All right, buddy. It's good to see you, man. Good to talk to you. See you, bud. All right. Well, there you go. That's how that goes. Got Mr. Hellabass in here to talk with us for a few minutes. I have to say, guys, I want to thank you for like saving the live stream tonight. I mean, you know me, I would have sat here and blown hot air out my butt for an hour with you guys, but instead thought we'd take some time and talk to some people. And it looks like I got another person here to talk to. So we're gonna bring him on and see what is up. What is up, my man? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm here. We're sitting here. We're doing this. Like we're piecing it together. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
Yeah. So like tell me, man, have I been missing the big fish?
I went and fished Sinking Creek this evening
Yeah.
and got like one. I got 2 hits on a frog and then caught one on the spinning lure that came in September's bag.
Yeah.
But it was a little dink. But I'm gonna go try up near Cityco Creek tomorrow morning.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'm going somewhere in the morning. Me and my dad, honestly, are probably going to get up and we're going to flip a coin as to where we're going. Like, first things first is I got to put a pork butt on. I'm putting a pork butt on at like 4:00 in the morning, so I'll have it ready at least by like lunch 30 tomorrow. But I asked Dad right before we got on here. I called him. I was like, "Hey, where you want to go tomorrow?" He's like, "I don't know. Where you want to go?" I was like, "I don't know. I guess we'll just get up in the morning and figure it out." So that's what I'm going to do.
That's the hardest part about living here is deciding where to go.
I know, right?
I spend my whole week trying to figure it out.
Isn't that just a wonderful problem to have, though?
I know.
It's great, dude.
Like where I grew up in South Carolina, the lake access is just next to none.
Yeah.
Because besides the public boat ramps, everything else is privately owned lake lots.
Yeah.
And then I moved here and it's just like, what? There's parks and I can go pull off the side of the road and fish just about anywhere.
Yeah, dude. And that's that's why I'm so weird about like public access and like public lands, is because I've been to other states where that just doesn't exist like it exists here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's always so awesome just to know like kind of where we live and what we're around. And then it always freaks me out too, like when stuff isn't public. Like there's some lakes over like middle Tennessee area. And like they're good sized lakes and they have houses on them, they have boats and they have ramps, but all the ramps are private. And it's because they're like owned by this golf course or whatever. And like I was looking at them and like I called one of the places. I was like, "Hey, can I is this public access?" So like, "No, you got to be a member or whatever." And I was like, "Wait a second. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't do memberships. Like, how is this not public?" You know what I mean? So
like I've asked so many customers that live on golf courses. It's like, on a day off, do you care if I come fish behind your house? And they're like, "Well, we can't give you permission. You have to ask the clubhouse." It's like, oh gosh, it's not even worth it.
Dude, there is one golf course pond near us. And when I say near us, like right near where we both fish, that has like 10 and 11 pounders swimming around in it. And you used to be able to fish it, and now you can't fish it anymore. But I have been like concocting this plan to like go and pitch them on letting me fish that golf course pond. Because let me tell you something. Alex Rudd's not good at a lot. He sucks at making YouTube videos and thumbnails. That's very evident. But number two, I'm good at one thing. Well, a couple things. I'm good at teaching. I do feel like I'm good at that. At least I think I am. But number two is pitching an idea. I can pitch an idea with the best of them. And so I'm gonna walk into that clubhouse like I got a 4-foot dong and I own the place. And I'm gonna pitch the hell out of them on letting me fish those ponds on that place and go catch some big ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just be like, I can, name drop y'all in my video.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like if I walked in there and said, "Hey, if I buy 18 holes, can I go fish that pond?" What are they going to say? No. I mean, if you buy 18 holes of golf.
Yeah. You're already paid to be there.
Exactly.
Just throw a couple fishing rods in the back of the golf cart.
Hey, maybe that's just the plan. Maybe that's the play. Maybe that's the whole video. Like that's the viral video is sneaking into a golf course pond by pretending I'm going to play golf. Like wear all the attire, dress up like Caddyshack, like and go in there like I'm all right, and just like walk up in there like I'm going to play golf, but instead of bringing, dude, I could buy. Oh, I got a video idea. I have a video idea. And I'm gonna let it rip. I'm gonna let it rip on that video. I did nobody steal that. It's trademarked by Alex Rudd. But like, I think that would be hilarious. Like instead of sneaking into the golf course, it was technically
Just
sneaking.
pay.
Just pay and like have a golf bag full of rods and reels and just go fishing.
It's because like you said, if you already paid to be there, and who knows, you can't whack a golf ball with fishing poles.
Exactly. I'll just like, I'll go to like oh dude, I can't say anymore. I'm building a whole video idea in my head right now. Like this is going to be a multi-part series of Alex Rudd fishing a golf course pond. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it for sure now.
Yeah.
So I love it. Oh, well, bud, I'm gonna keep on going here. I think
All right.
Brendan from Fishing the Southeast, which I cannot wait if he comes on. It's going to be a great conversation. I think he's coming on here in just a second. So we're going to get him on. We're going to keep sitting here just talking fishing and hanging out, okay?
All right.
All right, buddy.
Have
I'll
a
see
good
you
one,
later,
bud.
man. It's good to talk to you, buddy.
You too. Bye.
See ya. All right, for real. The golf course thing is happening. Like, I'm going to explain this idea to Bethany once we get off here because people love to steal ideas from other people on YouTube. So I'm going to try this one out because I can like feel this being like a full blown like series. Like there's a process to this. And like the process I think is going to be funny. It's going to be more of like a giant comedy skit more than it is a fishing video. But hey, if I can, and the thing, I can't even say any more about it because it's such a good idea. It is such a good idea. But hey, lines are open here, people. Waiting for some more people. If you want to tune in live with me, all you gotta do is shoot me an email, and then Bethany will email you back a link, and then you guys can click on that link, and it'll bring you onto the live stream. So if you want to come hang out with me, come on and please do it because we're 44 minutes away from the last message I sent. So I think our boy must be out of cell phone signal. So we'll have to get him on at a later date. Next week's going to be fun though. Next week's going to be fun because I'm having Mr. David Swinseed on. And for you guys that don't know David Swinseed or Swinside, however you like to say his last name, I say Swinseed, which is probably wrong. I think it's Swinside. He is the marketing director / product development dude / pro staff manager / all kinds of different things for Duo Realis. And so essentially what David does is he takes care of everything for Duo Realis on the North American side of things. And David is also one of the best fishermen I know and probably one of the most ingenious bait designers that I have ever talked to. This dude is like just on a different level when it comes to bait design and understanding how baits work and hydrodynamics and stuff like that. And so we're going to have him on next week to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. There's a few things that he wants to talk about a tournament series that he's been fishing and bait design and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be an absolutely fascinating conversation about bait design and JDM baits and talking with David about all kinds of stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. But hey, dude, if anybody that's shy, don't be shy. I'm shy too. That's a joke. That's probably the biggest joke I've ever told. I'm the most unshy person in the world. But if you're shy, come on. I promise I can draw a conversation out of you. Because if I can talk to Larry Melton, God love him, I can talk to anybody because Larry's like talking to a wall. I love that kid, but he's like talking to a wall. So, yeah. All right, here we go. We got Brendan here. I'm excited about this one. I've heard his voice so many times on the Monster Bass Live, but I've never seen this boy's face. And so I'm excited to get him on here and to talk to him and see what's up in Brendan's world. So without further ado, Mr. Fish in the Southeast, Mr. Brendan, how are you doing, my friend?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm good, buddy.
Wait a minute. I just have to say, it is so, like, putting the face with the voice, it's just so weird.
Strange.
That's all I gotta say.
It's funny. I've had people comment to me that listen to the podcast. Like, there's been so many people that just listen to the podcast, that then come to the YouTube channel and they're like, dude, I did not expect you to look like that. And then my automatic response is, well, the picture of my podcast is literally my face. It's just in cartoon form. So what did you expect? I don't know what they expected, but yeah. But how are you, man? What's up in your world right now?
I'm doing great. Just fishing. I've been painting some baits.
Yeah. That is
did some
dope.
stuff. I made this one out of wood. It's pretty cool.
That's dope.
I also got new rod, Levante. Have you ever tried the Megabass stuff? The rods?
I have. Yeah, I used some Megabass stuff like back in the day, right before I got with G-Rod and was kind of working with G-Rod. The guy who owns G-Rod obviously made G-Rods, but he also had just a massive JDM rod collection. And so like I played around with a bunch of like stupid rare JDM stuff you can't find anywhere else. And
that's cool.
Dude, they're dope. They're works of art. You know what I mean? My problem is, and I probably need to convey this idea a lot more, is I'm like way too utilitarian for like really fancy rods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, they're cool. They're dope. They have their place. But yeah, dude, they're bad rods, man.
They're amazing. I really want to get into that high end stuff, but I'm kind of like down here, you know. I mean, these budget rods are getting so good. Like these $100, sub $100 rods are getting like really, really good, and they're just improving. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I talked to Daiwa at ICAST one year, and the people at Daiwa, and they were telling me that a lot of the reels, what they do is they essentially take the best of the best technology from like your flagship for that year, and then the next year they bump it down to the tier below that, and so. The $300 or $400 technology goes to the $250 reel, and then that technology goes to the $150 reel. And I don't think a lot of people understand that about rod and reel companies, is that like, whatever the flagship is this year, in 2 or 3 years, it's going to be the $99 rod or reel. And
that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and that's the way most of these companies. That's the way Luz works. That's the way Abby works. I know that's the way Shimano works. I mean, like that first Corrado DC, essentially, if you looked at the guts of it, was a Scorpion DC from like 2016, and it's like, so you're getting this Scorpion DC technology that used to be like a $500 reel in your $150 or $200 Corrado, and so, dude, I mean. Yeah. It's like cars. It's like anything now. Everything is just so good. You just got to find what you like your good to be. Yeah, you find your niche and work within it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's dope,
so,
man.
Like the Megabass stuff is so much like it's so different from like any other stuff. It's like it's so much. It's so out there, and not a lot of people throw it in the U.S. So it's completely like different, it's and I there's a weird thing that I don't like with the Shimano reels. Now I love how they're ergonomic, they have amazing stuff on them, but like the weird thing that I don't like is that they have the micro module gearing, and there's a reason for that. So when I frog fish with my Shimano reels, they always get like gunk and grime inside that micro module gear, and because those gear teeth are so fine, the sand and all the mush and stuff like that gets in the gear, and you can feel it when you're turning it. So it's I don't know if it's with just my reel or something, but like I don't really know. So
yeah. And dude, there's no telling really with that. I mean, I know I had before I started working with Luz, I had 2 of the Corrados when they introduced the micro module gearing, those original Ks, and I mean, dude, those were just silly smooth reels. But I punched with one of them, and I noticed that like after a season of punching that I was needing to like tear that reel apart and break it down and then put it back together to get that smoothness out. And I think a lot of that comes just from like the Japanese as a culture are just very, I don't even know what the word to use is. Disciplined, I guess, is the word to use. And like, they're just anal about everything. Like every little detail has to be perfect. And so I think when they design things, is they design things for the Japanese culture. They don't design it for the American culture. And the American culture around a lot of things is guys like me, like rudimentary, rough, tough, like throw it around, you know what I mean? Where those, those Japanese guys, they're just not like us. They're more, they have reel covers and rod covers and like protect their baits and do certain
fancy.
Things. But, dude, so fancy. And I mean, it's just that I love it though, man. The Japanese are making. I mean, like, even though this is kind of like a a little bit of a gimmick or whatever. Like even like that bait right there, that's obviously like Japanese as it gets, right? It's a duo bait. It's that backdoor company.
It's a collector's.
It's a collector's item. But even when you look at it, like it's really well designed. Like even though it's a collector's item and it's more like kind of a gimmicky bait, like they still put those really good duo hooks on there. They put good snap rings and like, dude, it's just like well designed. And then when you look at something that's actually made to catch fish, like a Vision 110 or your depths 250 and all those kinds of things, dude, it's just one of the most impressive things right now to me is everything that DRT is doing. The DRT company, it's the future, man. Stuff. I mean, it's the future of fishing. It's a modular swim bait. It's a swim bait that can do 1,000 jobs into one thing. You know,
kind of like the Clash 9.
Yes, dude, exactly. The Clash 9. Yeah. It's dope, dude. I mean,
those things are
bills. Cool. Oh, they are, dude. I mean, and like, what company thinks of like making a bait with interchangeable bills and interchangeable tails and doing all the, you can turn it into a glide bait, a wake bait, a deep. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's the future of what fishing is. You know what I mean?
There's some stuff that's going on in the industry that's like just so hard to wrap your brain around. There's some crazy stuff going on.
Oh, it's dope, man. It's so dope. Well, buddy, it looks like we got another person in here, so I'm gonna let you go. Grab this next person, and hey, it was good to see your face and good to talk to you, man.
Good to talk to you too. And then, would I be able to email you? Rick has a challenge for you. Rick and I have a challenge for you.
Shoot me an email, dude. Let me know, or send it to me on Instagram if you got Instagram.
All right. I'll see you later.
See you, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. So cool. I got to see Brendan's face. Hey, Bethany, we got to see Brendan's face.
I know. It's so crazy.
How funny is that? Like, that's great. I mean, like, that is just hilarious. All right. But that was Brendan, everybody. If you've heard his voice on the Monster Bass channel, that's Brendan. We always poke fun at him because he's always like fun to talk to, but he's a good dude. He's a dope dude. So yeah. Here we are. So now we got another guy down here. I'm already liking Mr. Tyler here. I don't even know Mr. Tyler here, but I like his American flag in the background. So we're going to pull him up here in just a minute and talk to him. But before we do that, just to remind you, the raffle's still going on. Make sure you enter the raffle because I'm going to be sending you some baits, like $150, $200 worth of stuff and a Plano Edge box. I mean, come on, in the raffle. You know how it goes. Super Chow. We need to start Super Chow. That's a good name for a company. I don't know what yet. Maybe like an Uber Eats, but better. Super Chow. Super chat in Venmo or PayPal in $1 and you will enter to win the bait bundle. But without further ado, we're going to bring Mr. Tyler in here with the American flag that I can see, but we got to make him a little bit better. Mr. Tyler, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. We're here. We're doing this thing. I'm excited about it. It's cool to see people's faces that I see their usernames and I've never seen their face or heard their voice. And so it's good to see people's faces and hear their voices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are you into, my man? What's up in your world right now?
Not much. Just going to school and fish whenever I can.
Heck yeah. Dude, what are you going to school for?
Oh, I'm actually in high school.
Oh, God. A senior. Big man on campus. Telling you, buddy. A senior in high school. So how's senior year treating you, my man?
You know, it's good. Going pretty easy right now. I ain't got no core classes. I got that next 2 trimesters.
Oh, that's good, buddy. That's good. That's awesome. My senior year was interesting. I did like absolutely nothing too. My second semester senior year, I had like gym, advanced gym, and then I had like this class where we made model cars. It was great. And then I had senior project, which is like I got to go home. And Bethany can vouch for me. I showed up at like 9 o'clock every morning and left every afternoon at like 1. It was just, I did nothing my senior year. I focused more on fishing and hunting than I did any kind of school. You know what I mean? But don't be like me. Don't be like me, okay?
I can't help that right now. I'm actually exactly like you.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So are you planning on going to college, Tyler, or what's your plan, my man?
Planning on going to a trade school unless I can get some type of scholarship to go somewhere and fish.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. What kind of trade do you want to get into?
Some type of electrician.
Yeah, That's awesome, man. My uncle's an electrician. My uncle and my cousin both are electricians. That's a good trade. You need to do something like that because guys like me don't deal with electricity. There's two things I don't jack with. That's electricity and trees. And so we need people like you in this world, my man. So you on your high school fishing team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah. How's that going for you guys? Been winning some tournaments or kind of placing high? What's that looking like for you?
Well, I just got my most recent partner last year. We made it to our regions. We placed third in that. Went on to state. We didn't do too good in that. And then we went down to this thing called the World National Championship down in South Carolina at Lake Hartwell.
Mm-hmm.
It was just way too hot over there, man. God, I didn't realize that heat.
Yeah, dude. I've heard Hartwell, when it's not like crappy and cold outside, is not a very fun place to go fishing.
Yeah, I can vouch for that one.
Yeah. So, Tyler, where you live at, buddy? What state you live in?
I live in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Nice, man. Nice. I love Kentucky. There's a lot of good stuff in Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of Tennessee myself.
Hey, well, then, it's a great place to live, dude. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Tennessee does not suck. I'll put it that way. I love living in Tennessee. There's a lot of the best part about where I live here in East Tennessee is like I'm around some of the best lakes in the nation. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, there's some Kentucky lakes though that I want to come check out. There's one I've passed it. I can't tell you how many times, like driving up to Ben's house and like, I've gone to games when Tennessee plays Kentucky, and I've drove by this lake. It's this little lake. It's right off the interstate, and I always forget what it's called, but it's like right north of the. Say what?
Is it Laurel Lake?
Maybe, I don't know, but I've heard it's got giant smallmouth in it.
Is it closer to the border of Kentucky and Tennessee?
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be Laurel Lake. That's actually my home lake.
Okay, dope. There you go, dude. So does it have giant smallmouth in it, or should we not talk about that?
Yeah, I actually caught my biggest smallmouth out of there. Ended up being 7 pounds and 13 ounces.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's a big smallmouth there, bud.
Yeah.
I mean, you crushed my PB smallmouth by almost 2 pounds. I mean, dude, that's bad to the bone right there.
Yeah, I caught dead of the winter on a swim bait.
Wow. Yeah, I need to come check that place out then. I just need to toke on up there one day and go lean on a few.
Hit me up.
Hey, bro, I will. Hit me up on Instagram. Maybe we can make something happen. I'll drive up there one day, bring the boat. We'll go swing on a few big ones.
I'm down. Just gotta make it in the winter, because winter or the spring, other than that, it sucks.
Really? Yeah, so the lake that I live closest to, Norris Lake, it's like 10 minutes down the road from me. It's the same way, dude. It's like the crappier, colder it is. Like you pick the crappiest day of the year, that's going to be the day you can go out there and just slam them. You know what I mean? Otherwise, Sucksville.
Yeah. The day I caught that smallmouth, it was hailing outside.
Yeah, dude. That's it, right? I mean, like, and those are the days too, I think, like when guys like us, the tough ones, I don't know if everybody's as tough as guys like us, but anyway, the tough guys, like they get out there and they like when you can tough it out and it sucks, those are the days to be out there. And I think it's just because there's not as much pressure on the water. You know what I mean? And I think it's those opportunities. It's like deer hunting. I used to be into deer hunting a whole lot, and it seemed like when you were at your wit's end, like it's that last moment, that last hour, that last, you're freezing to death. That's when old Mondo would show up. And I feel like bass fishing is a lot of the same ways.
Yeah, it's very true.
Caught
a lot of big fish out of Laurel Lake, but caught a lot of big fish out of Cumberland. You ever fish Douglas any?
Yeah, dude. I'm probably 45 minutes from Douglas, but I spent most of my childhood on Douglas, and Bethany's family actually has a place on Douglas. So I've spent a lot of time on Douglas. Like actually, before my 10-pounder that I caught on Chick, that's where my PB came out of.
How big was that?
7 pounds. I caught 2 of them back to back on back-to-back casts, 2 7-pounders.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Dude, it's crazy. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this past spring, I was fishing off the bank with my little cousin at Douglas. You know where the county landed?
With the county what?
The county landed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was on that bank to the left of it, right there. Caught about, I think it was a 6.1 right off the bank.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
So fun fact about Douglas. Last time, a couple times ago when I had John on, he was talking about Douglas. Douglas has more fish per acre than any other lake in the state of Tennessee. So like when they do shock studies, Douglas has the most by far of bass. Like it's crazy. The population density is insane.
Yeah, you can always go down there and catch at least 10 in a day.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Such a good lake. Such a good lake. Well, buddy, it's good to talk to you. It looks like I got another person wanting to hop on here with me, so we're going to let them on. But it's good to talk to you. Shoot me a message on Instagram. We'll see if we can get together and go fishing, all right?
Man, see you.
All right, see you, buddy. All right. Well, there you go. Mr. Tyler. Mr. Tyler seems like a pretty nice kid. I get along with that kid. Senior in high school, aspiring electrician. And obviously, you can tell it knows how to lean on it. Let me tell you something, guys. When you got a boy that talks like that, when he's like got that real country accent, you know what I mean? That one that I get every now and then, like when I get pissed off about something, they can do a couple things, and that's catch big bass and usually kill big deer. So you just need to shut up and listen to what they got going on because they're usually on it. But we got Mr. Derek here. We're going to let Derek in, and we're going to talk to him for a minute. Derek, how you doing, brother? There he is. There's Derek. How you doing, my friend?
Doing good. How are you, man?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. We're here. We're doing this thing, so I'm excited.
Honor.
Yeah. I'm glad you're on here, bud. So what's up in your life right now, man? What are you up to?
Nothing. Doing a little fishing. I'm just working a bunch.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. So where are you at? Because it's light outside, so that means you're somewhere west of me, right?
Friday Harbor, Washington, up in the Pacific Northwest.
That is dope, dude. That is dope. I've always wanted to come to Washington. Like that is a state that is on my bucket list to visit. Is it a pretty dope place to live? Is there giant bass there?
I absolutely love it here. Yeah, the fishing's good. I mean, I've only got 2 public lakes, but I live on a little island.
Really? Living on an island. So inside of a lake, or are you off the coast?
No, Pacific Northwest. It's up in Friday Harbor, Washington. So it's the San Juan Islands.
Really?
So we're north of Seattle. You have to take a ferry boat to come to the islands.
That is badass, dude. Like that just sounds awesome. Is it as awesome as it sounds?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It's called Sin City. Come on vacation, leave on probation.
I like it. I dig it, dude. I dig it. So, do you like living that close to Seattle? Do you got the grunge vibe? Is the grunge still in the Seattle, or is it all disappeared now? Is all hope been lost?
I don't know. I don't leave the island much. I just hang out, fish, and work, and hang out with the fam.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. So, what kind of fishing do you do the most? Bass fishing, or are you doing other kind of stuff up there too?
We've got largemouth bass, rainbow, yellow perch, and pumpkin seed.
That's about it, huh?
Yep, that's it.
That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Bass fishing is majority of what I do.
Yeah,
so that's my favorite.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. So I've seen a lot of giant bass come out of Washington, Oregon, the Northwest. I feel like, I don't know if it's just me and kind of my perspective of how I see it, but I kind of feel like it's almost like a hidden gem that not a lot of people talk about, because it's you got California and then Oregon and then Washington. I mean, they're all kind of right there together. And that whole Northern California thing, everybody talks about Northern California, but then when you go just a little bit further north, nobody talks about that. But I know some people are catching giants out there. Is it a hidden gem, or do I need to shut up because you got a secret on your hands out there?
Both. I mean, it's a blessing. I mean, there's definitely some good fishing up here. I got a 933 on a topwater frog.
Wow.
Years ago, and then just this last year, I got a 733 on a buzzbait.
That's awesome, dude. That is really badass. That's really badass. That's cool though, man. So Washington, yeah. So you seen Bigfoot? Is he up there?
Not yet. I've been looking though. I mean,
yeah. I'm a believer, dude. Listen, I get down with some Bigfoot, right? I mean, if he's gonna live anywhere, he's got to live up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of forest.
Yeah, a lot of forest. Yeah, some volcanoes. You got guys that got volcanoes. That's dope. Not every state has volcanoes. You know.
Yeah.
So Yeah. Huh. That's cool, man. Maybe one day I'll get on a plane and just fly out there and come visit you sometime. You know what I mean?
Dude, I have an extra room. By all means, please.
Dude, it would be dope. I'm down to come. I got a trip planned. Can't tell everybody about it just yet, but we got a trip planned for fall break, which is not next week, but the week after. Going to the great state of Oklahoma. I will tell you that much about what we're doing, but need to make the trip out west. I know me and Rick's been talking about maybe coming to California, but I may just have to convince him. Let's just go a little bit farther north and go to Washington.
Go north other than Canada. I mean, yeah, come visit the islands.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. So one question for you. Have you ever caught a sturgeon? Because that's something I know you guys are known for. Is there any good sturgeon fishing up there?
Yeah, in the Columbia River. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was 60 inches long, and the cutoff is 60 inches. But apparently, when you bleed them and hang them from the back of the boat, they can grow up to a half an inch. So we couldn't keep it.
That's wild. That's crazy.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what I was told. I don't know.
Huh. So can you eat a sturgeon?
Hands down, one of the best fish I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Really? That's wild. I didn't know that.
White flaky meat.
That's crazy. I didn't know that about a sturgeon. I would assume it would be bony, like a muskie or something, but I guess not. So good meat on the sturgeon. That's crazy. Big old like steaks, you said?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. That's wild. So we got some sturgeon around here. I don't know what kind they are. I just know that we have sturgeon, and I know that if you catch them, that the TWA, which is our DNR, wants you to call as soon as you catch it and let them know that you've caught it. And even if you see one, they want to know that you've seen one, because I think they're trying to get the population to go back. But I've had some buddies that have caught. I don't know how big they were, probably 40 or 50 inch sturgeon out of the rivers, below the dam discharges around here. So that's pretty wild. That's like a dinosaur. That's a swimming dinosaur.
It's crazy too, because they're like marlin. They all the tail walk and everything on the top of the water.
Yeah.
It took me an hour and 45 minutes to reel it in.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, that's like an ocean fish. I mean, it's like salt water.
My dad was getting pissed. He's like, "You gonna let me fish yet?"
That's awesome, dude. Bethany said that she just booked our next vacation to the San Juan Islands. So there you go.
Hell yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm going to make the trip out there. I got to come out west. That's definitely on the bucket list. I told Bethany, I said, I just want to get in the car one day and start driving and drive out west and just see it all. You know what I mean? It's just, it's different country out there, man. I'm used to Tennessee, and I know out there it's just, it's big country. It's a lot bigger. It's bigger part of the world. You know what I mean?
Okay. And there is a resort. I might as well just give them a little shout out, but Lakedale Resort at 3 Lakes. There's been one guy. He's came there either 2 or 3 times in a year or in a row.
Yeah.
And they have a little thing going on where the biggest fish at the end of the year is caught, gets a 3-night stay in a canvas cabin.
Yeah.
And then come back and fish. And he caught a 10-4, a 10-6, and then I think it was maybe a little smaller than that. But I mean, yeah, he won 3 years in a row.
Well, buddy, let me tell you something. You have convinced me all I need to be convinced to come to Washington. Well, I was already convinced because I want to come look for Bigfoot anyway. So I'm coming to Washington. So what?
No, yeah, definitely. Get up here.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I'm coming to Washington. I'm going to catch a 10-pounder, and I'm going to find Bigfoot. I mean, you give me a 6-pack, a monster, a shotgun in 3 days, I'll catch a 10-pounder and find Bigfoot. I can guarantee you.
We'll just bring college up here, and we'll just go fish all the private ponds and the lakes as well.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. That sounds like a good time, man. That sounds like a good time. Well, buddy, hey, great to talk to you. Great to see a face and put a name with a face.
Sorry.
Say what?
Oh, I just said, yeah, I know. I don't even think you guys can see me.
Yeah, you're good, buddy. You're good. But I got one more guy wanting to come on here, so we're gonna get him on, talk to him for a little while, and then I think we're gonna wrap this thing up, buddy. But I appreciate you coming on with me and hanging out.
Dude, Alex, it was a blessing. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, buddy. See you later, man.
Yeah, dude. God bless you and the fam.
Thank you, buddy. All right. Well, there you go. Derek. Derek's a cool dude from Washington. First of all, I should have thanked him while he was on. But like knowing that I have viewers from Washington is really dope. I have one viewer from Australia, which is just freaking crazy. Like that there's people from other countries that watch this. But like even within this country, you know, like people don't understand like how far Tennessee is from Washington. And so it's just dope to know that there's people who are watching this dumb redneck from Tennessee talk about fishing over in Washington. So that's really, really cool. But we got Mr. Mikey here. Mikey looks like he's going to come on next. So we're going to get on Mikey here. But before we get on Mikey, I just want to remind everybody that we got the raffle going on. So make sure you enter the raffle. $1 will enter you to win $150 to $200 bait package plus a Plano Edge box. So just super chat, Venmo, and or PayPal in $1, and you'll be entered into the raffle. So like Mr. Matt, he PayPal'd in, or not PayPal, he didn't Venmo. I'm learning to speak English as we speak. He super chatted in $4.99, so that's 5 entries into the giveaway. So make sure that you're entering the giveaway. But without further ado, let's get our boy Mikey on here and see what is up in Mikey's world. Mikey, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Alex. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. We're here. We're blessed. We're having a good time just hanging out with you fine folks and just talking. You know what I mean? What's up in your world, dude?
Man, not a whole lot. I ain't been able to fish today because, well, it's raining.
Is it raining? Where are you at that it's raining?
A little bitty town called Bartlett.
Bartlett. Where
Tennessee.
If you don't Bartlett, Tennessee. Okay, cool, man. Cool.
Outside of Memphis. I live literally a stone throws away from Memphis.
Nice. I've been to Memphis a couple times. Once to the FedEx Forum to see the Foo Fighters, and another time to get some adoption stuff done for one of my sisters when we were adopting one of my sisters. So Memphis is an interesting place. A lot of good barbecue and some cool places to hang out and to see. But yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, we got some decent barbecue, I guess.
Yeah, I think decent's a good level to put it at, right?
It depends. It really depends on where you go to get your barbecue. If you go to that little hole in the wall that ain't nobody ever heard of, especially out of towners, best barbecue you ever put in your mouth. But if you go somewhere that everybody's heard of and all the tourists go, it's not all that great. You got to find that hole in the wall to get that good barbecue.
For sure, dude. I love Memphis style barbecue, man. Like I love barbecue, right? I wouldn't say a barbecue connoisseur, but I love barbecue. And like when we went to Memphis, like the first thing that I asked everybody, I was like, where is the little hole in the wall? I was like, what's the joint to go to, right? And I forgot where we ended up going, man, but it was tiny, like little bitty spot. But dude, some of the best ribs I've ever had, because I love that Memphis dry rub style rib, dude. Just so good.
One of my favorites. We also have some really good catfish too.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. And then chicken wings. I had some of the best chicken wings there I've ever had in my life. They were smoked and then flash fried. It was at the same place we got the ribs. They smoked them, flash fried them, and then put them in some homemade buffalo sauce, dude. Like the whole wing, because you get the flats and the drums. No, this was the whole wing with the little flapper on the end. Dude.
Right.
It was
so
good,
bro.
Yeah. So good.
It's
awesome.
A++.
Heck yeah, dude. So how's fishing out in West Tennessee right now, man? I have to say I've never fished west of West Tennessee, let alone kind of west of Nashville. Like what's fishing like out there right now?
It's decent. You probably don't remember because I've emailed you several times, Mikey.Campbell.
Anyway. Gotcha. There you go, bro. See what I'm saying? Like I don't know people. Mikey, my man, what's up?
Okay, that's me.
I've made a connection now, my friend.
The one that's been bugging the crap out of you to go fishing.
Yes, Mikey. Yes,
sir.
All right.
So I did buy the Old Town Kayak PDL. Great kayak, love it.
Like it.
I've been fishing in it a couple of times, and I've caught some decent fish out of it. Fishing right now is just it's kind of hit or miss depending on where you go. I don't do a lot of bank fishing anymore, so I go out in my kayak most of the time. And here lately, last couple of weeks, I've just absolutely, I don't want to talk about it.
Bro, I'm right there with you.
I dropped my phone in the lake at one point, dropped a one-of-a-kind rod and reel in the lake at another point. It's just been so this week it's actually supposed to be, in those like 80s, mid to upper 70s, lower 80s. So I'm gonna try to get out and go hit the lake in the kayak and see what I can come up with.
Heck yeah, dude. So listen, I'm gonna send you something for your phone while you're in your kayak. It's a leash for your phone. So I'm gonna get you one coming your way.
Okay.
Because I have come this close many times to dropping this old iPhone in the water, and so when I finally got me a leash, I was like, okay, like I get it now. Like I get why we put the leash on the phone. So and it makes it so much easier because then you don't have to think about it. Like you can literally stand up and it just like swings from the leash. You know what I mean? So
it was in my breast pocket on my life jacket, and I was trying to get my pole back. Well, I was on the phone at the time, and my earpiece said "do-do-do-do," and I looked down on at my breast pocket and went and I said some words that I'm not going to say.
yeah, that probably I probably wouldn't be too happy with that either.
I had like maybe 6 more payments on that phone.
Oh, dude, that's so frustrating.
Yeah,
that's so frustrating, dude. And the phones are so freaking expensive now, man.
But on the brighter side, I did upgrade my phone. I put a little bit more money down on this phone than what I had on the other one. She gave me some other discounts that I didn't have on the other one. Plus, we got my bill down. So I guess it was a blessing in disguise in hindsight, I guess.
Yeah, right. It's one of those things. I guess you come out on the top on that one. All right.
Oh yeah,
that's
for
good.
sure. I mean,
good,
it's one of them things that it happens. But
for sure.
Ain't no use in crying over spilled milk, right?
Amen to that, brother. I tell people all the time I would complain, but there ain't nobody listening anyway. So
exactly.
That's it, man. So what lake are you fishing out there, my friend? I don't know. Are you going like south of the border and fishing, or like what are you doing?
Well, I've fished a couple of times down in South Haven, down past Walls, Mississippi, I think. I've also, there's a place out in Drummond's, Tennessee. It's called Glen Springs that I go to a lot. And then there's literally a lake. I can drive out of my driveway and be there in about 3 minutes. That has some last year. This time, not even this time. When COVID hit last year and they shut everything down, they actually shut this lake down. It's called Appling Lake. And when they opened it back up, I was one of the first ones over there at night, and I was pulling 3 and 4 pounders out of there just one after another.
Nice.
And it was wonderful.
Heck
and
yeah,
then
dude.
it's such a pressured lake, you can barely catch anything out of there.
Yeah, dude. Coronavirus made a lot of places that weren't very pressured really, really pressured. Like it seemed like everybody got a boat, everybody got a kayak, everybody got a rod and a reel, which is good. I mean, it's good obviously for fishing as a whole, and that, but frustrating all at the same time. You know what I mean? So
what in the world is going on? Something's going on with my phone. I don't know what it is.
I just heard myself. So, there I am again. Huh.
Yeah, I have no idea what is going on with my phone.
Well, how about this? How about I let you go, and it's good to see you and good to talk to you, and we're going to draw a winner for the giveaway, and I'll see you later. How about that?
Yes, sir. It's good talking to you.
Hey, you too, brother. Take
And
it
I'm
easy,
gonna
man.
hold you. I'm gonna hold you to it. We're gonna fish one day.
Absolutely, we are. Make sure email me again so I can get you one of those fish leash or those phone leashes coming your way. Okay, buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right,
I
man.
sure will.
All right. See you, buddy.
See you.
All right. There's Mr. Mikey. Mr. Mikey out in West Tennessee, down near Memphis. That's awesome. That's awesome. But boys and girls, we've been on here for an hour and 14 minutes. I mean, that was longer than I was expecting even going tonight with the guests. So that's pretty awesome. But we're going to give everybody just one more chance to get into the raffle and be a part of the raffle and get in on that, because I am giving away a Plano Edge box and like $200 worth of tackle. So I want you guys to have a chance to get in on that and participate. Really easy. Super chat in or Venmo or PayPal in $1. For every $1 that you super chat, PayPal, and Venmo in is one entry into the raffle. So go do that. Matthew. He asked, what's the biggest bait that I have ever used to catch a fish on? That would be my Depths 250. My Depths 250 is 10 inches long and 6.5 ounces. And I have caught a bass on that. Yeah, it was funny. I've caught 3 bass on it. And all 3 bass have been under 3 pounds, which is hilarious because you would think when you're throwing a Depths 250 that you would catch like big fish, but I caught like 3-pounders. Like one was a 3 and some change. The other one was like a 2 and some change. And then I caught one at one time. It was like a 12-incher, but I've seen truly giant fish follow that thing out. So that's what keeps it in my hand. And I've had just, I don't know, like giants, like true giants smack it. There's a couple lakes near me, big, deep, clear lakes that I've had like 40 pounds on the depths. Had them hooked, had them come to the boat, and they come off. So, I don't know. Me and Ben, or if we hate each other now. Yeah, Ben doesn't like me anymore. Ben's not my friend. I don't know what happened. He's like, he got new friends or something, and now he doesn't like me anymore. You know, I invited him tonight, and the exact words that came out of his mouth were, "Shut up, you weirdo, and leave me alone, because I hate you, and you smell like poop." That was exactly what he said. So, yeah. I think it's time that we draw a winner. I think it's time that we wrap this thing up because I'm getting up in the morning to go fishing. I think this has been fun. I have enjoyed it. This is definitely not what I have planned tonight, but there's always a fun outcome when I can get some of you guys on here. So for everybody that came on and hung out with me, I appreciate you guys. Tonight was your episode because you were the guest, and that was really, really cool. Like, I know Zona does his episodes where he's like, you guys are the guests, and you guys were the guests tonight. And I enjoyed every second of it thoroughly because it's always cool to meet you guys, see you face to face, get a face with a name, and like hear a human being on the end of those words that get typed in there. So that's awesome. So yeah, let's draw a winner. All right, babe. Okay. I think Dad just texted me a number. I don't know if it's the number that he wants me to pick for the drawing, so we're going to go with the number that Dad just texted me, and then I'll have to get the context on what it is.
You didn't even get the range.
I don't even. What's the range tonight?
Hang on. 196.
196. All right. So the number he said was 53. So we're going to go with 53.
Okay. Rican, I think it's Rican. I think it's a
Rican? Rakan?
Rakan. I don't know how you say it.
Rakan.
That is the winner.
Buddy, you're the winner. I don't know how to say your name, but you are the winner. If like you could put some like phonetic spelling down there for me, and we will pronounce your name the wrong way.
Oh, there he is. He's in here. He saw it.
There he is. There's my dude right there. Rakan. I'm going to call him Rakan. Ricketts. It's just up like Ricketts. All right, there it is, boys and girls. All right, hey, love you guys. You're awesome. Hit the like button on the way out for me because I need affirmation to make. That's a joke. YouTube needs affirmation is what they need. So hit the like button on the way out. Make sure and just go leave a comment after this thing is over, and make sure you get those bell notifications turned on too because it lets you know when I put out content. And as always, you guys are sweet, and we will see you next week. Bye. Bobby, say bye.